Alright, awesome, thank you. So you get an extra. Alright, cool. Thank you so much. Sit in the front, somebody sit.
So y'all know me and get ready to the
I
front.
know, that's what I was thinking, I don't want to hear that. Wait, they're Or you can, go to the front, right away. One in the back? Yes, sir. You want to deliver it to the
I know. I'm gonna walk out.
and you're going to want it.
Yeah, that's like
So 5 minutes or what? I'll go that. I told them that.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people? There's, I think there's Fanta, Coke, maybe, right? You want that? Try to decide if I want to drink.
what? Like they don't speak.
There's still like 5 or 6
No caps.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Loading Dock. Thanks for coming out. My name is Jason. I run this joint. We are a nonprofit arts organization, and they insisted on giving me a title. And my title is officially executive director, but I think that kind of sounds lame. I was really like trying for like chief herder of cats. Folks on the grant applications don't like that. They're like, what is that? We don't know what that is. But I feel like that sometimes I'm chasing people down. We got comedians lurking in the hallway, outside, doing who knows what. It's worse when we have bands come and play here. Usually we have bands. Comedy is kind of like a new thing for us. I appreciate you all coming out and checking out our comedy offering. Yes. Give yourselves a round of applause for daring to laugh, making sure things are funny in an unfunny world. This place is somewhat cavernous, if you haven't already noticed. We have a doorway right there that leads to the unknown. And the unknown is just a gallery. We have artwork up there. And the hallway is equally as unknown, and it's very long. And that's how you get to the bathrooms. And we have two bathrooms. One is sort of easy to find. What's up, Dana? Thanks for coming out. You're right on time. And we saved some seats in the front for you, so you can get really close. And promise you won't get heckled if you get super close.
Make that promise.
No promises, actually. One thing about this place, for folks that haven't been here, is that you can kind of expect the unexpected. We tend to push the envelope, and we tend to try out things that maybe don't happen other places, especially not other places in northern New Hampshire. So thank you for joining us on this ride. We have a bunch of events happening this October. We have a schedule. If you are in the area and you'd like to check out other things, we got a lot of things going on. Bluegrass, we got country rock, we got funk, we got soul, we got a lot of different things happening. So, and tomorrow we have a live taping and live streaming of the Loading Dock Talk Show with Max and Craig. And actually, Max and Craig are here. There's Craig right there. And Max is lurking in the hallway, covering his face. Yeah, we set up a desk, and we set up a couch. We have a musical guest, and we have a guest. All of those are surprises. Hi. Where's Dana? I mean,
Jill.
Where's Jill?
So, if you want, I'll just leave them here.
Tomorrow starts at 7. If you'd like to come be a part of the studio audience, you might get heckled, you might get called onto the stage. You never know what's going to happen. But that one is free. So, and if you can't make it, you can also check it out live on YouTube. And it's fun. We have a bunch of past talk shows on the YouTube. If you want to check it out, get a sense. But anyway, we have a lot of funny people here, and we have folks that are going to make you laugh and feel good about laughing with other people in the room. And we'll put the lights down so you don't have to like look at the person next to you crying with laughter. So I've been informed that our first guy is requiring a cold beverage after he goes on stage. And he's been here trying to make people laugh and doing so for the past 2 years. Let's give it up for our very own Malcolm Wayne. Malcolm Wayne, everyone.
Sorry, I just got a Snapchat notification as I was walking up here. I got to see what that's about. No. How is everybody doing here tonight? Welcome to the Loading Dock. Man, I'm glad to see people out there. It was kind of I was getting a little nervous on the ticket sales a little while ago, but I think, you know what, it's great to see you guys all here. My name's Malcolm Wayne, as Jason said. I'm up here doing some comedy for you guys and bringing some people up from Massachusetts, trying to give you the best show possible. What we're doing here tonight is, first thing I gotta say is, anybody been hanging out in town today in Littleton? See how crazy, it was busy as hell today?
Yeah.
I saw one of the weirdest things up the road. I can't remember what the street is, where they have the wings for the mural where you can take the picture. I just saw people lined up to do that. And as they're doing that, I see there was an ambulance right by there, and a gurney got pushed in between one of the photos as they were going to go find somebody. And I thought that was the strangest. I wish that's the picture I wanted. I didn't get my phone out in time. I thought that was crazy. Like the duality of a nice, beautiful day, you know? I live over in Lisbon. We don't have a mural for angel wings, but I think we should put one up for bat wings. I think that's what our town should have. We're a little bit darker over there. We still have goths. There are goths in Lisbon. I haven't seen goths anywhere, and then I bought a house in Lisbon, and sure enough, they're lurking about. Oh, so anybody, you guys been watching the news at all? Did you notice well, hey, I'm talking sports news. We got the Super Bowl halftime show is going to be Bad Bunny. Boy, are some people upset about that. And I'm like, there are more people upset that Bad Bunny is going to be the halftime show than I've heard people complain about the fact that our government's actually shut down. Like, that's the problem. And we can't have this non-English speaker be the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm like, guys, he gave us 5 months. It's only October. We got time to learn Spanish for his songs. He gave you time. There's no sense in getting too bummed out about this. If you don't understand what he's singing by that time, it's on you. All right? It's not like it's next week. I like that guy, though. I think he's funny. I have no idea what he's saying, but man, it bops. It's some good stuff. So I'm up here. I've lived up in this area for about 15 years now. I'm originally from Maine, and before that, I was in the Navy for about 7 years. Going around doing all that fun stuff. Hey, come on, guys. Usually people clap when I say I was in the Navy. That's right. Littleton don't give a shit. I love it. Dang it. That one always got a pop before. I get it. See, now you made me forget where I was going to go with that. Well, the funny thing with the Navy is that there's always the connotation that, the fellows in the Navy aren't exactly straight. They're not exactly gay, but they're not exactly straight. Tell someone that's in the Navy, they go, oh man, that's crazy. You had to go all over the world on a boat full of all those guys. You had to have sex with guys? I go, no. Well, idiot. Like, there was women on the boat. It's integrated now. I didn't have to have sex with those guys. Did it for the love of the game. But yeah, I mean, look at the Navy. Like, our uniforms are ridiculous. When we're on the ship, we look like we work at a gas station. When we're in our dress uniform, we look exactly like what everybody says we look like. And I was like, it's no coincidence, every year Navy does a huge fleet week where all the ships come in. It's never in June. They can't handle that smoke. You can't have Pride Month and Fleet Week in the same time. The unions will reject that. There's not enough squeegee. It's going to get out of hand. Oh, my gosh. How you doing over there, Joe? It's great to see you. Joe, he's a pretty Italian guy. I'm not sure if you know Mojo Simino over there. A couple years ago, he got a bunch of chickens for eggs. I go, technically, those are guinea hens now. And that's as racial as I'll get. I'll make fun of Italians. We're all doing that anyway, man. So I'm a pretty garbage person, if you haven't noticed. I'm a nice guy. I don't treat anybody bad, but I'm pretty garbage. I will lose track of how many days in a row I've eaten gas station chicken tenders. I was like, was that 6? Like, Jesus Christ, I gotta get my shit together. And it's bad because what it does is it makes your health, it's not good for your health to eat that much fried food from a gas station. I say fried, I mean, it's probably microwaved. I have no idea. It's delicious, I know that. But my blood pressure's got to be out of control. I'm on blood pressure medicine. I'm also at that age. I'm, starting to, I can't really say mid-40s anymore. I think I've actually technically this week started dipping my toe in late 40s of an age. And so with that comes other medications that, help with blood flow. And I also tend to enjoy, I like to get, I used to party a lot and do a lot of party drugs, but now it's like, if I can get my hands on an Adderall, I'm happy. But now what I like to do is to get my hands on some Adderall, maybe a little Viagra, my blood pressure medicine, mix them all up in one jar, one bottle I keep in my pocket. Whenever I go take some medicine, I shake the hell up out of that, pop one of those pills, and in 20 minutes, I know why my heart's racing. So I like to call it boner roulette. That's a good time. Oh, no, speaking of time, where am I at here? All right, we're doing good. So anyway, I just kind of lost myself on that.
You got it.
I know
man.
I know where I'm going, and I appreciate your support.
Yes, we love you.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to talk about a joke that I've said here before, but it's been a while. And hey, you know what? Maybe it's we're like live on YouTube right now, so let's do this. I have a problem sometimes when I hear something and it sounds like something else, and for the rest of my life, that's what I'll hear. And the first time I heard somebody refer to the N-word as N-word, I thought they said Edward. Like the name Edward. So the rest of my life, anytime somebody says N-word, not the actual N-word, but just says N-word, my brain just automatically goes to Edward. So I'll be watching TV and, there'll be this program on and it has like an actor named Edward. And I'm like, oh, N-word stars in this show. That's pretty cool. But then I look at that, there's these other shows, like movies, that think of American History X that starred Edward Norton. If he was called Edward Norton, that movie would have changed at the end a lot. That's a whole different movie. But then I think of these other things, like one of my favorite movies, Edward Scissorhands. So now we got N-word Scissorhands. I'm like, could you imagine if they made that movie? I mean, that's nuts. You know what, though? They already did make that movie. It's called Barbershop. It starred Ice Cube. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm going to get up stage. I'm going to bring our next comic up on stage. This guy just came up from Boston. His name is Pooj, and he's going to make y'all laugh your ass off. Thank you guys very much for being out here tonight.
Guys, one more time for Malcolm. Let him hear it. Dude, this room is sick, dude. Are you kidding me? I have never performed somewhere so kooky. Like, I feel like I need to be so animated so you guys will pay attention to me. And not this wicked nice ass right here. Are you kidding me? I can't see that by the speaker. That's what I mean, though. These are meticulously hand-painted, beautiful, naked women, and I'm doing a spoken word event? Jeez, man. I don't know. I'm just really excited I found that Edward is now a racial slur. That's fun, huh? Holy shit. Puts King Edward into context. That guy was brutal. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I am really excited to be here, though. I'm normally performing in the back room of a Chinese food restaurant, so this is an upgrade. I run a show at that restaurant. It's called Sweet and Sour Comedy. That's a pretty good name, dude. I didn't think I was going to get better than that, but when I was coming up with the name, I felt like I was missing something, so I turned to AI. And I said, AI, give me the name of a comedy show at a Chinese food restaurant. I just want to read you guys some of the things that AI said to me. Ching Chong Comedy. Rots or rafts, okay. Believe it or not, it just gets patently more racist from there, dude. And it's like, what the fuck is that, AI? So I had to run a test. So I said, AI, give me the name of a comedy show at an American burger bar. And it said, Ha Ha Heart Disease. So fear not, folks, the robots are coming for us all. One of my friends recently told me I look like Big Bird. Yeah. So I grew this goatee to cover it up. Now I just look like Bigot Bird. And I feel like my act has been suffering because now it looks like I mean it. So let me put a different picture in your head. Don't I look like Screech? Except I look like him from his sex tape years. Saved by the Smell. Dude, I wish I wrote that punchline. That's the actual name of his sex tape. What? Yeah, I swear to God. In 2009, Screech went on Oprah and denied being in the tape. He said it was a body double. Yeah, I never got paid for that gig. I'm trying to quit nicotine right now. I went from cigarettes to vapes, from vapes to Zins, and everyone's telling me I don't need to quit Zins because it's the healthiest option. And it's like, yeah, that's just what we know right now. I feel like 20 years from now, there's going to be a class action lawsuit commercial, and they're going to be like, are you a daily user of Zins? Does your throat glow in the dark? Call Jim Sokolov. All right, we're not too out of market for old Sokolov, are we, dude? Yeah, let's fucking go. See, sometimes I do that joke and people yell, Morgan and Morgan. I'm like, yeah, everyone loves a fucking comic that you can predict the punchline in. And to be honest, Jim Sokolov's my boy, dude. I feel like Sokolov could beat up Morgan and Morgan at the same time, bro. Dude, Jim Sokolov is such a good lawyer, he can make Israel look not guilty. Oh, shit, we're going down the Sokolov war crime trail. I'm in the middle of a home renovation project right now, which means I've been to every type of Home Depot. I went to the gayest Home Depot the other day. Yeah, do anyone want to guess where that is? Where? We just pointed at a wall. That's a gay Home Depot? Oh, Littleton? No, it's actually Bridgewater, Massachusetts. 10 out of 10, I'd go back. They took a lot of pride in their work. Come on. I went to the blackest Home Depot the other day. Does anyone want to guess where that is?
Brockton.
No, very close, though. Avon. Avon, Massachusetts is the caveat. And I'll tell you what, dude, 10 out of 10 experience. The playlist was on point. The big curvy mama at the register called me baby. Great honor. Okay, great honor. And they had seasoning in the grill aisle, guys. That is an authentic fucking experience, all right? 10 out of 10, I will be back. I also went to the whitest Home Depot. You guys want to guess where the whitest Home Depot is? Anyone want to shout a town out?
Littleton.
No, it's actually any Lowe's you can go to. Lowe's is the whitest Home Depot. It's essentially an ethno-state of a store. All I'm saying is I can't tell you where they keep the tiki torches in Home Depot, but at Lowe's, they're right up front. They're like, take a torch, brother. 0 out of 10, I won't go back. I just want to be clear. Charlie Kirk is watching. All right. We're having fun. We're having a good time. We'll talk about something lighter here. The last time I was in jail. That's right. I said last time. I know I look like a Chad, but this is the face of a fella, motherfuckers. So the last time I was in jail, I got approached by this guy, and he goes, hey, man, you want to go gay for the stay? It's like, fucking absolutely not, dude. How long are you even here for? He goes, I'm here for 6 months. I was like, 6 months, dude? I think you're just gay. Like, I didn't get laid for 2 years once. I fucked exactly 0 dudes in that time frame. Are you the type of guy the second the last lady leaves the bar, you're like, so, fellas? That joke's pretty homophobic, right? I mean, I grew up pretty homophobic. I'm not proud of it. It's just what happened. It's because whatever we didn't like growing up was gay. Got in trouble at school? Gay. Lost at sports? Gay. I remember one time I was watching a Spice Girls music video like a good horny little boy. And my brother walked in, he's like, what are you, fucking gay? And I was like, ah, shit, dude, looking at tits is gay now? But after 32 years on this planet, I finally realized it, that liking things isn't gay. Having butt sex with a dude is. I live my life differently now, guys. I go rollerblading. I listen to Hall & Oates. I like cats now. But progress doesn't happen all at once. There's still some things I hang on to. How do I say this? I like women's feet.
Oh boy.
I do. A dainty little woman's foot does it for me. Fucking sue me. I'll get crazy. I'll suck on toes. But I won't suck on a big toe because that's fucking gay, dude. That's the most phallic-like toe on the foot, bro. You can't be sucking on that. Second that thing goes in your mouth, just tell that lady sorry and download Grindr, okay? This lady liked it, thank you. Not the strongest punchline, but Charlie Kirk approved, I suppose. Jesus, Kirk. I guess we'll try this one. Fuck it, dude. National tragedy just occurred. Charlie Kirk was recently assassinated. Not very funny, but we'll try. All right, that usually gets a better pop. We're not gonna try. I feel like, no, well, that joke did good originally, and now, like, the cultural fucking impact of his death is all, like, setting on us. So it's just like, you know what, we'll fucking move on. Trump got rid of the penny. You guys see that shit? Effective 2026?
Really?
Yeah, next year they're gonna stop making pennies. I think Trump's a crazy asshole, but I actually agree with this.
Yeah, we don't need pennies.
It costs 3 cents to make 1 cent, and that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. That's just my 2 cents. That concludes the dad joke portion of this bit. But it's not the cost of production why I'm in on it, it's the worth. You know how much a penny's gonna go for when they take that out of circulation? Dude, coin traders are gonna lose their shit. I got a bucket of these bad Larrys under my bed right now. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. I once threw a handful of change on stage at a strip club.
Oh no.
Yeah, they don't like that. I wasn't doing it to be a dick, it was just all the money I had left. It was 28 cents. Yeah, it was a quarter and 3 pennies. A year from now, one of those pennies would get me an hour in the champagne room. But on that day, 28 cents got me kicked out of the Foxy Lady for life. Fun. You guys are fun, dude. This fucking kooky ass room, I got you guys to stop looking at them tits and ass, right? Oh shit, you boy. All right, we did the jail bit. I have reformed my life, though. I've been in recovery for 8 years now. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And if there's one thing you want to know about recovery is that it's never good to romanticize your past. But I can't help to think about how much better my drug years would have been if I was getting high with Hunter Biden. I mean, the guy had a Ukrainian utility company cutting him checks. I had a pawn shop. We're just on different budgets, dude. And you could tell Hunter's a good hang, too, right? Like, imagine if your buddy pulled up in a long limousine full of prostitutes, and he's like, get in, loser, we're smoking crack and banging whores. I'd be like, somebody Narcan me, this can't be real. I don't even think drugs are the most addictive thing on earth anymore. It's social media. Like, I haven't done heroin in 8 years. I can't go 5 minutes without looking at my Facebook.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, you live perpetually online? All right, well, I'm not attacking you. I'm just talking about my own addictions now. Don't make it about you, okay? Jeez. Anyone else hear the little bit of music that's coming through this?
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, just monitor up at me. Whatever, I like it. I like to fucking party, dude. You know what I mean? Whatever. But yeah, I haven't done heroin in 8 years. I can't go 5 minutes without looking at my Facebook. And I'm straight up shameless in my social media addiction. I'm just sitting at the dinner table with my family like, meme. At least when I was shooting smack, I locked myself in the bathroom like a gentleman. And I feel like social media is more dangerous too. Because with drugs, there's a road to recovery. There's a way out. By the time you realize you have a problem with Facebook, it's too late. You're already storming the Capitol, dude. Drug addicts didn't do January 6th. Facebook fiends did. The only time you're going to catch a junkie in the Capitol building is when it's take your kids to work day. I feel like we could use one of the problems to solve the other problem, though, right? Like, if you have a friend who's hyper-focusing on politics, reach out to him and be like, you should, try drugs. Like, I know you're really into current events. You're about to be into catalytic converters. I like to think that's one of my better ideas, guys. I do. I am a proud father. Thank you. My daughter is miraculous. She's living proof that an angel can climb out of a demon. When my little angel first went into kindergarten, she was writing all of her S's backwards. Not a big deal, but as a parent, you want your kid to be able to spell. So the first week of school, they had a supply drive. They needed paper towels, pencils, you know, shit like that. So I bought a $500 gift card. I want my kid to be able to spell, goddammit. I don't care if I have to bribe her teacher to get there. And I'll tell you what, Miss B flipped them shits real quick. All right, I see some of the looks I'm getting. I'm not a monster. I didn't bribe my kid's teacher. I just feel like teachers are considered the cornerstone of our society, and we just turn around and go, fuck off, buy your own crayons. That's just crazy to me. Do we have any teachers in the building tonight? Oh, yeah. Nice, dude. Thank you for your service. Do we have any real professions in the building tonight? No, I'm kidding. You guys are the cornerstone of society. Thank you so much. But yeah, those S's wasn't the only thing my little girl learned. I was hanging out with her one day, and she picked up a stuffed bunny, and she goes, Dada, this is Bun Bun. Oh, hi, Bun Bun. Bun Bun is autism. Bun Bun is autism. Okay. How do you know what autism is? She then went on to describe it very well for her age. I was blown away. I was like, you know what, dude? You're making me so proud. Keep learning. I love you. And then I immediately emailed their teacher, and I was like, it's Bun Bun has autism. It's a $500 gift card. Can we get some shit right around here? You know, here's an idea. How about we conquer basic grammar before we move on to complex neurodevelopment disorders? They're in kindergarten, dude. I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I don't pretend to be. My daughter did just recently turn 7. We just had her birthday party. And at her birthday, one of the gifts she got was a karaoke machine. Yeah, fun. Yeah, fun for my fucking eardrums. Are you crazy, dude? Yeah. Who gets a kid a karaoke machine? I was so angry, dude. And then I read the card who it came from, and it came from the Quang family. And then I went from angry to honored very fast. Dude, they gifted my daughter a piece of their culture for her birthday. I was touched, man. I was like, you know what? I need to get your kid a piece of American culture for their birthday. And in this instance, it's a fucking drum set. Why would you get a kid a karaoke machine? I don't know, dude. Now that she's 7, though, I've been starting to show her some, like, all the cool stuff that I grew up watching. And one of those movies, it's October, we showed her Hocus Pocus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Disney classic, rated PG, what could go wrong? Well, you know they really nail my man Max Dennison to the wall in that movie. Yeah, they call him a virgin 8 times in the last hour. And they're not like, oh, Max, how virtuous and noble of you to hang on to something so important like your virginity. They're like, nah, Max, you lit the candle. Not a lot of bad things are going to happen because you don't fuck, nerd. So I'm hanging out with my kid, mine like a sponge. Of course, by the end of the movie, she's like, Daddy, what does virgin mean? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever described the concept of virginity to a 7-year-old girl, but here's how it went for me. This conversation's 10 years too early. Go to fucking bed. You guys are fun. I'm going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of here. I was at a Bruins game, the last Bruins game I was at. They were putting kids up on the Jumbotron. And they went, kid, 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 Down syndrome kid. And the place erupted, dude. It was a beautiful moment. This kid was dancing his ass off. He was in his glory. And then they just pan back to another normal kid. Yeah, dude, the entire stadium disappeared on him. Yeah, I was like, whose idea was it to set that normal kid up like that? You're not going to get any more pure, unfettered joy than a kid with Down syndrome on the Jumbotron. You're like, let's check in with regular Robbie here. I felt for that kid, dude, because the Down syndrome boy was cooking. You let the boy cook. And then we just scar this other kid for life for no reason? The guy next to me at the garden was like, someone get that retard off the screen and bring the Down syndrome boy back. So it's a PSA to all Jumbotron operators. You don't set a normie up like that. You finish on the extra chromie homie. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Back to Mel.
That's a closer. One more time for Pooj. That was great. Man, I love hearing all that. I'm gonna bring the next comic up here now. She's a New Hampshire person. We got 2 Massachusetts folks, 2 New Hampshire folks on tonight. We like to alternate them. You know, like it seems the way to do it. We can't be around each other all the time. We have to separate. She's funny as heck. I've been at one open mic with her. She's hilarious. She's got a show next Friday down in Claremont, New Hampshire at Daddy's Pizza. She's very excited about that. She should be. And everybody put your hands together for Colleen McCleary.
Hey there. Hey guys. I look like someone who owns at least one reptile. So I think it has a little bit to do with the haircut. Because I have a mullet. The official haircut of childhood abandonment issues. I am flying that flag tonight. Yeah, I can't think of another haircut that can like go one of 2 ways so drastically different. Like people see me and they're like, okay, is this like a trailer park mullet? Is this like a daddy likes NASCAR mullet? Or is this like a queer questioning mullet? Like is this like a gender fluid mullet? And yeah, it does come in loud with the first impressions, I'll give you that. And the biggest one I get is people do think I'm gay. And I get that. My mullet in particular is a little lesbian in the front, bi-curious in the back. I get that. What I don't get though is when I first meet some new people and they just assume I'm vegan. I'll go someplace new, they'll be like, oh, thanks for coming out. Like, Colleen, nice to meet you. You're vegan, don't worry about it. We got the cashew cheese over here. It's I'm just gonna do a spoiler alert for all of you guys tonight. I eat meat and pussy. That's right. I do. I eat meat, and I like the seafood, if you know what I'm talking about. Although I'm one of those bisexuals where sadly my sexual history is a little bit of a sausage fest. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like I've tried. I don't understand how to get more seafood into my diet. And I can't blame myself. Like it's just intimidating at times. Like it seems like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a lot more steps here. Like, oh, that's confusing. Like, does this fish is this fish flirting with me, or does it really just want a gym buddy? Please just tell me. Can't handle this. It just a pattern has evolved where I get lazy, I get a little bored, I get hungry, and before I know it, I'm just ripping open a bag of hot dogs. The deal is done. I mean, it's not unlike our good old United States government. Like, we're thinking about a woman. Like, we're like, maybe we'll try something new. Like, we sure are talking about it a lot. But by the time the election rolls around, all the important states in my electoral college have voted for the big dick. And the pattern goes on. Oh my gosh. I've been through a lot of fucked up relationships. A lot of people can tell that about me just by looking at me. I identify as a crazy bitch. Yeah, I'm proud of it. But yeah, it's people, they are always hearing like, Colleen, how did you not see the red flags with that guy? Come on, Colleen. And I'm like, oh, give me a break. I saw the red flags. I thought it was the carnival. Like, I thought it was a welcome flag. Come on in. Like, I'm looking for something exciting here. Like, homeless? It's not a red flag. Are you kidding me? That's a project. Like, that's an investment. Come on. My God. Like, I'll admit it. It gets bad, and it reminds me of this like life hack that I saw online. One of those life hack videos where like they actually have a bird feeder. And they spray the pole of the bird feeder with Pam. That way the squirrels can't climb up and steal the bird food. Clever. Do you guys think I could spray my legs with Pam? That way my ex-boyfriends can't keep climbing up and stealing my dignity. One day. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. I mean, but I'm single now, and that's going good for me. And a lot of my friends are like, okay, Colleen, you're single. Like, let's take a look back on the patterns here. Like, have you looked up that relationships, attachment styles theory thing that I keep telling you about? Have you guys heard of this relationship attachment styles theory? Anybody? Do you want to share what yours is? No? Yeah, what? No? Are you ashamed of it? It's okay. It's okay. I won't call on you. I'm not a comedian like that. But do you want to shout out one of the ones that might be your thing for someone who's just inquiring minds? Avoidant. Like there's like anxious avoidant or something like that. Secure attached, anxious attached. I don't know what's going on with that, but I did my best to look back on my history, and I figured it out. I'm actually guitar player attached. Yeah, that's the way of the thing. But I'm single, I'm hitting the town occasionally, and I've been living in Vermont for the past 10 years, although, I'm from New Hampshire. I love Vermont. I was at the filling station in White River Junction, little dive bar, hanging out by the pool table, and this lady comes up, she taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, Colleen. Well, she didn't know my name at the time. She's like, ma'am, you have a fantastic ass. I was like, oh, thank you. I thought she was flirting with me. She wasn't. I found out later she had a boyfriend. I'm like, God damn, I'm bad at this. But she's like, you have a fantastic ass, like BBL, right? For those who don't know, a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. It's a plastic surgery. This woman literally thought that I had surgically enhanced my fat ass. I wasn't sure whether to be flattered or offended, so I just got honest with her. I said, woman, it's not a BBL. This is not a Brazilian butt lift. This is a VBL. This is a Vermont butt lift, okay? Like this is stacking firewood and playing field hockey in high school. I don't know what to tell you, lady. Like, this is the Vermont butt lift. This is made out of pure maple syrup, Cabot cheddar cheese, and venison jerky. It's the Vermont butt lift. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. So that's a little bit about my dating life. But yeah. Well, as far as my what do they call it there? Employment, how I make a living. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a Segway tour guide from Portland, Oregon. No, I've never been to Portland, Oregon. I'm from Canaan, New Hampshire. And for those who don't know Canaan, very rural town, like where we actually, instead of being best known for having the nation's first school to admit black students, for real, first school that didn't segregate, 1835, you can look it up, Noyes Academy. Oh no, we're not most famous for that. We're most famous for our dump having no fees for trash. That has usurped all of everything else. I mean, that's pretty cool. Live free or die. Throw away your trash for free. Why not? Canaan, New Hampshire. We're also known for our speedway, like an old-timey dirt speedway asphalt track got added later on, and it was never really my scene in high school. Everybody would go down there and drink and shit. But I found out later that I had been mispronouncing Canaan my whole life. It's actually pronounced Canaan. Canaan, yes. I'm from Canaan, and I'm a house cleaner, a self-employed house cleaner. I'm loving that. I feel like I finally found my jam, like this is working out for me. And I must say, I love cleaning the houses in Norwich, Vermont. Because when I get there, the houses are already clean. What is going on, Norwich? Like, Norwich leaves me with a lot of questions. I love working there, but why does everyone have a labradoodle? Everyone has a labradoodle and a child with autism. And both are being used as status symbols. I mean, and I can make that joke. I'm like, I got a touch of the tism myself. It's not Asperger's, it's Asperger's. Yeah. And most days I get so excited when I see my friends. I love chasing tennis balls. I'm a little bit of a labradoodle. It's fine. It's fine. This is cathartic. I'm a house cleaner. I love these people from Norwich. A lot of times they get a little micromanagey. One lady I was working and she's like, excuse me, Colleen, excuse me, can you stop? Can you turn off the vacuum? Can you stop? It's like, yeah. She's like, okay, I just need to tell you, this house is country style, and so we don't hem our curtains here. So I'm gonna need you to lift up the curtain, vacuum underneath it, and then set it back down. I don't really, apparently country style is different in my vocabulary than this lady. Like, to me, country style is like, okay, lady, have you ever had a boyfriend that, got in a fight on the side of the highway with a grown man in broad daylight over a roadkill deer carcass? Has that ever happened to you? You're like, no, it's mine! This one's mine! You got the last one, Bill! Fuck off! This one's mine! Maybe she has. To me, I'm looking at this lady, I'm like, okay, lady, have you ever lost your muffler going down the road? You pull off, you scramble around in your truck bed, you find an old dog chain leash thing, you strap her up, you get yourself home, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna ride on this for as long as it holds. Maybe she has. I don't know. I'm like, lady, okay, one last question for you. Do your cousins and uncles, arrive at a family function with a 30 rack of Twisted Tea each? And then play a game with, the electric dog shock collar? Just to fuck around? Or they're like, do it again, turn it up to 9 this time. Does that happen to you? The fact that you, have a mason jar soap dispenser in your bathroom does not qualify you for being country style, my friend. I love you, but no. It's not happening. Thank you. So that's my work life. I'll leave you on one last story where there's a bit of a culture clash in just my ways growing up in New Hampshire and everything. I was going into a grocery store, but I was actually kind of held up in the parking lot because I happened to have my period. And, I was just letting her roll. I wasn't paying attention to anything. I might have had a little bit showing through. And there was 10% of me that was like, maybe we shouldn't go into public. And there was 90% that was like, all right, kid, get in here. Come on. All right. Are you out of chocolate? Yes, you are. You're out of high iron foods. Yes, you are. You are going to march your bloody little ass in that grocery store, and you are going to get your food. No one is looking. So I'm like, all right. So I'm going there. I'm shopping around, having a good old time, and then I hear it. The loud whisper. Anybody been loud whispered at? It is not fun. I hear this lady. She comes up to me. She's like, You have your period. You're bleeding through. You are bleeding through. She's very embarrassed. I am not. I look at her and I say, woman, this is New Hampshire. Free bleed or die. Yeah. I've been Colleen McCleary. Who's ready for your headliner tonight? Who's ready? Who's ready? I want to hear how loud you guys can get. Thank you so much.
Oh, one more time for Colleen McCleary. How awesome was that? That was great. Really thankful I didn't use my period material tonight. I didn't burn that. That would have been too much for you guys. So coming up to here now, we're going to bring up our headliner. This guy's great. Everything I've ever seen about this guy, every clip, every conversation we've had, it's just always a big joy. I really want to you guys to put your hands together for a real bundle of joy, Matt Devlin.
Don't you hate it when you wake up in the morning? I'm thinking of shortening that joke. Don't you hate? Hello. I got this down to the fucking syllable. So if you think you're gonna just yell shit out, don't. I'll eat you alive. I'll make you question every life choice you have. Okay. I never drink before a show, but I'll gas a fucking pounder within the first 3 minutes. And that was just a simple hello. There was no need for me to get all aggressive. Hello. What a sensible fucking thing to say to people. Hello. Let's start over. Don't you hate it when you wake up in the morning? I got loud whispered at. I shit my pants at Hooters in East Nashville on Easter Sunday in 2016. And yeah, I got loud whispered at. That's been my opening joke for the past 78 years. And I just got back from a stint in Los Angeles. I lived out there for like 13 years. And it was easy to be in a shitty mood. It was easy. People are like, oh, that's a hell of an act you got. I'm like, there's no fucking act. Just fuck all of these people. Fuck you too while we're at it, you know? And don't you hate it when you wake up in the morning? There's a backstory to that joke. I got heckled by somebody not quite as polite as you. What's your name?
Mel.
Mel, shut the fuck up. And after the show, he comes out to me on the sidewalk. I'm trying to enjoy a cigarette like a fucking grown-up, you know? And he goes, oh, hey, man, we were great. And I'm like, there's no we in this equation. And his girlfriend was horrified because he kept sitting there saying shit like, hello. And, you know, it's like, give it a rest, bro. And he goes, I got one. All comedians. The what? Yeah.
Wasn't me.
I know. Your balls dropped, Mel. Doesn't matter. He comes up to me and he says, I got one that you can have for your little skit. And people say that to comedians. And if you've ever said that to a comedian, fucking fuck off. And he goes, yeah, you can have this one for your little skit. And I was like, all right, lay it on me. And he goes, don't you hate it when you wake up in the morning? And I was like, fuck yeah. And I turned and I walked away. And he yelled out, he goes, I wasn't done. I'm like, you were done before you started, man. And that's the beauty. Like, you think there's going to be a punchline. There's somewhere, there might be a twist in there. Don't you hate it when a million jokes start with that bullshit, you know? And don't you hate it when you wake up in the morning? And then I don't say anything. I turn, I drink my booze, and then I get back into the fun shit, like saying hi to Mel. And happy birthday to Scott. Is Scott still here? It's his birthday. 29 years old. Happy birthday to Scott. Fucking gangster. That guy looks like the type of bad news I want to get into. He's just a proper, got ham fists and a shit-eating grin. Doesn't say much, but you're like, all the trouble. He knows where all the trouble is. Like, where's the trouble? Call Scott. Am I wrong? I don't think so. Yeah, all right, cool. And then I come to, comedy has afforded me the luxury of, traveling around to all sorts of exotic places. I was in Worcester, Littleton, so I got to see some cool little corners of America. And when I come to places like this, I find myself very abruptly and just thoroughly in a good mood. And it really fucks up my vibe. Because I want to be angry, and I'm like, I want to not hate, but it's just easy to be annoyed. And I never drink before a show, but I'll have one during. My name is Matt Devlin. I've been doing this shit for 500 years, and I've been traveling around doing it any place that'll plug in a microphone and put chairs up. And it's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Despite what comes out of my mouth, I thank you. We need you to do this. We can't do this without you. We know, we've tried. And you are an integral part of the entire show. In the event I say something that seems like, what the fuck, maybe you'll persevere and allow me to unfuck myself. I don't know, maybe you won't. But I am having such a good time, I honestly don't even know what to do with myself. So, if the show goes off the rails, I blame you guys. It's your fault for being all nice and cool and like, hello, hello, Mel. What are you doing later? Is that your dude? How long you been with him?
About 7, 8, yeah.
What, minutes, weeks?
Minutes, I just met him.
Lucky you, man. That didn't go as I was expecting. Not much does in Littleton. Did you know that before this place was this place, it used to be the police station and the jail? It's got jail vibes, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It has really cool art vibes. It has really cool, inclusive community vibes. And you get lost trying to take a piss, man. I was worried about missing the show because I had to pee. And I found myself in the southwest quadrant over yonder by Bethlehem. And there was like a Pollyanna statue or some shit, like, oh, let's be glad. I'm like, I gotta piss and get back to work, I don't need a lecture on my mood. And then, on the other hand, you've got Gigi Allen's Final Resting Place, which is, what a weird little flip-floppy thing. Anyway. My parents abandoned me at birth. And then in a cruel twist of fate, I was forced to live with them for the next 18 years. They did all sorts of terrible things to me. They used to force me to eat food and drink water. Habits I carry to this very day. And try as I might, those cocksuckers kept me alive. But on nights like tonight, I'm really glad they did, man. It's like, we're in Littleton, we're doing this. Dana's playing fucking reindeer games on her phone over here. What are you doing? What could be more important than me pouring my heart out in what used to be the Littleton Town Jail? I remember when I was a boy, my mother said to me, "You could be anything you want to be." I said, "I want to be left alone." She said, "Not that." I said, "All right then. When I'm in my mid-40s, I want the whole world to come to a screeching halt because of some flu. Everything shuts down. Everybody gets grounded. All the fun goes away." Fuck yeah, dude. Dire Straits coming in hot. I've been hearing so much Dire Straits lately. You know the little faggot with the earring and the makeup line? So, whatever you're into, man, I don't give a shit. as long as I don't have to be up early on Sundays. That whole song is quotations taken from a guy who used to work at like a Best Buy or like a. Do you know this story? Yeah. So like there was this fucking ham-fisted meatball dickhead guy. He's like, that ain't working. They'd bring a TV back, like, yeah, that ain't working. And he'd fix it, like, that's the way you do it. The whole thing is one side of a conversation from a guy who probably had to steal his GED. And we're all getting butthurt because he said the F word. And it's like, no, sometimes you got to point out that the type of people that use shitty words, you should let them use shitty words, right? And shine a flashlight at them. Where were we? Oh yeah, gun control. You want to see assault rifle reform in this country, somebody's going to have to shoot up a pet store. School shootings are the new snow days. That's a global warming joke. That's another joke that I've been doing for 78 years. I'll happily wake up on any given day and find out that all my school shooting gun control jokes are no longer a thing. Yeah, you know. But until then, you milk the cow, you know. I will exercise my First Amendment right. Whatever, man. So my mother says to me, you could be anything you want to be. I said, I want to be left alone. She said, not that. I said, all right, well, I want the whole world. It was chinky lung AIDS. I texted Donald Trump. I'm friends with the guy. We used to golf together. I texted him and I was like, I dare you to call it chinky lung AIDS on TV tonight. And he was like, oh man, I can't do that. And I was like, come on, pussy, say it. Say what you really think. And he was like, oh, I can't do that. So I want the whole world to come to a screeching halt because of that flu. And then everybody gets grounded. 2 years of being grounded. And then shortly after that, I want to tell jokes in what used to be the Littleton town jail. And she said, maybe if you put some shoulder into it, you can make that dream a reality. And here we are, folks. Yeah. In the Littleton town jail. This place is great. You guys are killing me. Don't worry about it. If this is how I go out, that's cool. Hey, what happened to what's-his-face? He died of joy in an art collective in Littleton. Where Gigi Allen was from? Yeah, that place. So I was talking to this cop, consensually for once. And I didn't know he was a cop. I just thought he was another guy sitting at the bar getting drunk at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. And he pulled the shittiest move, man. He looks at me, and if you do this, you need to change your ways. He looks at me and he goes, so what do you do? That question. That's your icebreaker. Fuck off. So what do you do? I said, I'm the president of the New England chapter of the International Freshwater Predatory Fish Appreciation Association. Yeah. He said, what? I said, I'm a stand-up comic. He said, oh, that must be hard. I said, no, I'll tell you what's hard. What's hard is telling people that you're the president of the New England chapter of the International Freshwater Predatory Fish Appreciation Association, drunk at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. And he said, oh yeah, all right, man. Yeah, all right. And then he goes, comedy must be tough, though. You can't say anything anymore. Everybody gets butthurt. Everybody gets all worked up. Everybody's so fragile. Everybody gets butthurt. And I was like, no, man. Marginalized people who've been picked on and bullied their whole life suddenly have a platform and they realize they're not alone and they're speaking up for themselves. And I think that's all right. And he didn't get that, you know. He said, yeah, but like, everybody gets all fucking butthurt. Everybody's always butthurt. Everybody's always offended all the time. And I was like, dude, you're all butthurt about people getting butthurt. What does that say? And he kind of got that. And he said, so what's it like? And I said, well, every night, most people think I'm a hero. I get to ruin at least one person's weekend. I can drink on the job. Kind of like you. and you know, he got that, you know, and we went back and forth for a few minutes, and I said, tell me something there, Ossifer. Tell me something. What's the telltale sign of a drunk driver? Straight-faced, he looked at me and he said, you're doing the speed limit and you got your window down. Yeah. I said, just like that? He said, just like that. So speed? He said, yeah. But don't go crazy and keep your windows up. I was like, okay. So speed with the windows up. I go, but if I'm doing 45 and a 45 with the windows down, what are you going to pull me over for? And he said, the registration doesn't come back to this vehicle. I said, yes, it does. He said, oops. And I definitely got that. And true story, that really happened. There's a bar called Larry's out in Scottsdale, Arizona. Everything I'm going to tell you tonight is true, and if it isn't, I might tell you that I lied. Right, Mel?
That's right.
You still with us, baby cakes? All right. So I'm on the beach digging a grave, and this cop pulls up. He says, what are you doing? I said, digging a grave. He says, for who? I said, whom? He said, what? I said, nothing. He says, what are you, a comedian? I said, no. Because always lie to the cops. Oh, man. Yeah, if they're going to nail you for something, like lying on top of that, remind me to tell you my joke about resisting citizen's arrest. I never bring it up because it's embarrassing, but when I point at you...
I can't wait to hear it.
All right, yeah, it's a weird one. Now, this guy, right, he didn't get out of his truck. It was Venice Beach, true story. He said, if I come back and this hole's any deeper, you're under arrest. I said, I'll just dig it wider. And it wasn't a fucking grave, man. It was a workout routine. And I would dig great big holes with a long-handled spade. And you change your grip, you change your stance. It's a full-body workout. You can listen to music that you like. And then when you're done, you fill the hole in and you know, go about your life, you know. And he didn't get out of his truck to take any measurements or anything. He had nothing that would have stood up in a court of law in this great nation of ours. But he wanted to let me know that, you know, he was in charge. And I didn't have my gun on me. And he did, and he wanted to talk about the hole. So we did, you know. I got the tide shots, bro. Everything's fine. Nobody's going to get hurt. And then before I could remind him that every year the LAPD run over at least one or two sunbathers on Venice Beach and unalive them. Can you believe we got to fucking say unalive on He didn't want to hear about that. And I'm like, do I look like a criminal to you? And he's like, yeah. Yeah. Fucking totally. And that's the end of that story. And fuck the ocean. Fuck that puddle of shit. Fuck the ocean, you heard me. I can't wait for that thing to dry up. Then we can drive everywhere. Head over to Japan, kick the shit out of those dickheads one more time. Hit Hawaii on the way back. Surf's down. What about all the deep spots? Fill them in with bees. That's a global warming joke. Don't you hate it when you wake up in the middle of the night to take a leak and you accidentally piss all over the seat, but you can't clean it off because you're not wearing any socks? That's what's up, girls. Either way, you're touching it. Get it? Because chicks do the laundry. Get it? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. If you think about what we subject you to, ladies, if you think about what we subject you to on a very regular basis, I think we can agree a little bit of urine on the back of the thighs, not such a big deal. What was that? My old lady is the most beautiful woman in the history of the universe, and there is nothing that comes out of any of her holes that is so repulsive that I won't sit down on it at 3 o'clock in the morning, or noon on Sunday for that matter, or in front of a room full of people. But yeah, sitting on piss is pretty gross. But most of you girls don't wash the back of your legs. You think we don't know? Stop it. What a dick. Life's hard. What do you guys want to talk about? No more pee jokes.
Resisting citizens arrest.
No, it's too early for that. And it's his job to remind me. We got eye contact. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, in the booth, keeping it real. Yeah, this fucking place, man. You guys might have bit off more than you can chew. If I didn't have a dog, I'd probably just stay here forever. But now I got to drive back and get my dog. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news lately, but I'm a dog mom. Straight up, Mel. I was driving across Texas from Los Angeles back to Boston, and I was driving across country in Texas, and I stopped at a liquor store because I was driving through Texas and there was a liquor store, you know. And when I slid out of my truck, I heard some whimpering and some cries for help over yonder by the dumpster. And I've always wanted to say over yonder through a microphone. So I hear this crying out, and I went over to investigate, and as I got closer, there was a little old lady, and she had stepped out of her car, and she had caught her cowgirl boot heel in the sewer, and she had twisted herself around and fell over, and she was in a right predicament. She was all jammed up and couldn't move. And so I took her dog. And now I got a dog. And that's not true. See, I'll tell you, that's not what happened. I actually stopped for gas. I was in Texas and I stopped for gas. And as I pulled up to the pump and slid out of my truck, this skinny old lady was standing there next to the pump smoking a cigarette because fucking Texas. And before I can say anything, like, what the fuck are you doing? You guys recycle, cool. Before I could say anything, she says, do you need a friend? And yeah, I'm not opposed to a piece of strange on a road trip, but she was like 5'2", 79 pounds, and I'm like, I'm gonna put a hurting on you. And she shimmied a little narrow ass out of the way, and there was a dog that had been abandoned at the gas station earlier that day. And she said, they took off and left him here, and the sheriff's gonna come and take him to the pound, and we kill dogs in Texas. I'm like, oh yeah, everybody knows. I said, so what's up? And she goes, well, you know, do you want a friend? And I was like, oh, fuck me. So I called my friend. I was actually driving her truck back to Boston. Paid gig. I said, the cutest little dog is in Texas. He's been abandoned at a gas station. I sent her a picture. She said, oh my God, take him. He's adorable. I foster dogs. You know this. We'll find him a home. And I was like, all right, great. So I looked down at this dog and I was like, what's up, dude? And he's like, what's up, man? And I was like, nothing. He said, where you going? And I said, Boston. He said, Boston, Massachusetts? I said, yeah. He said, let's do it. And I was like, fucking a talking dog, you know? I was like, all right, I go, but there's going to be some rules. And he said, what's up? And I said, every 20 minutes for the next 4 days, you got to drop a turnip fart for the ages. Stink out the whole fucking car every 20 minutes like clockwork. He said, I got you, bro. I was like, all right. I go, and if you're not dropping turnip farts, you're going to be sleeping. He's like, yeah, no sweat. And I go, and if you wake up and you don't have a turnip fart ready, I want to hear you deep throating yourself for the next 4 days. Turnip farts, snoring, and he's like, I got you, bro. And then I said, and tomorrow, about 368, can I finish? I said, tomorrow, we're going to stop at a Love's truck stop about 368 miles from here. And when we get there, I'm going to open the door, and you're going to jump out, and there's going to be an old lady carrying a tray of hot drinks, and you're going to jump up on her and spill all those drinks down her old lady tits and give her like second-degree burns down her old lady tits, and then we're going to have to get in the car and take off. And he was like, I got you, bro. And I was like, cool, I got a dog. It's so fucking bad. He's the coolest thing ever. And I don't deserve it. And then I was like, how do you get rid of a dog that like knows how to fart and suck himself off and jump up on old ladies? And his name is Diogenes of Texas, El Bandito. But he goes by Merle. It's easier. I should have brought him. It's too late now. Next time. Oh, and fucking, I'm sorry, but we need to get a crew of people to that whole Franconia notch thing that shit's gotta stop, man. Fuck that. That needs to be 8 lanes like LA Freeway. Like it's a Guy Clark song wanting to happen. Driving down that fucking road today, I know why people shoot up malls. Look, honey, the leaves are dying. Look, honey, the leaves are dying. Look, honey, look, those leaves are dying faster than those leaves. Oh, those are still green. That's pine. Look, honey. Why are you doing 28 and a 45? Look, honey, the leaves are dying. Look, there's a lake. Peak, yeah. I know what that means, but I'm not gonna humor you. You guys are fun, man. I was born on my birthday. It was 20 minutes before happy hour on a Friday afternoon of a long weekend back in the springtime in the year that it was. And everyone was there, all my uncles and my grandparents and shit. And they were like, oh, look at the cock on them. and they passed me around, you know, like a joint, you know, keep it moving, don't drop it. And then and when they had their fill, they were like, all right, let's go, happy hour. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's roll, happy hour. And my mother's like, you're not going anywhere. You're only 20 minutes old. And I was like, bitch, you know. And, like what? Can't do happy hour with my uncles and my dad. And they could have spoke up for me. They didn't. They didn't go to bat at all. You know, lighten up, Kath. We're just going to the pub for a couple of beers. They could have. My dad didn't say shit Found out who wore the pants in the family that day. And off they went. And then my mom flopped a tit in my mouth and pulled a blanket up, and I was like, yeah, this'll do. For now. But I was pissed off. I didn't talk to her for like 2 years after that. I didn't do shit. I just laid there. I was like, fuck you people. You could have had an independent, beer-swilling fucking savage. Now, fuck you. Wait on me hand and foot. Wipe my ass. Good talk. You know what she said to me? She says, you know, on the day that you were born, it was raining. And then when you came out, the clouds parted and the sun shined through. I was like, fuck that. No, fuck that. This is Boston. That shit happens every 17 minutes. You can't put that sort of pressure on me. I am a derelict in the fucking making, and you're gonna lay that on me like I was born and the sun came out? Fuck off. Easter weekend, 1974. Check it out. Google it. And my mother's awesome. But never let a good mom get in the way of a better joke. I love her, Kathy. She'll fucking kill me, you know. That's just the way it is. She wanted to have a job where she could be at home in the morning when the kids went off to school, and then be home in the afternoon when the kids got home from school. So you know what she did? Drove the school bus. Yeah. There are levels of cool you will never achieve when your mom drives the school bus. Her best trick was if you stood up before she came to a stop, she would gun it and then slam on the brakes. There was a kid in the neighborhood, John Donahue. He didn't last a week without needing stitches because he would stand up too early and Kathy would just punch it and then drop the anchor. I told you to stay in your fucking seat. I didn't fuck with my mom, but she's millions of miles away right now, so I could say whatever I want. I'm not afraid of her. Edit that out of the live stream. My mother's a gangster, straight up. I feel like I should backpedal on that. She ain't gonna watch it. Citizen's arrest. We'll get there. I've had an interesting run of being alive on this godforsaken mud ball. And I really genuinely get a kick out of it. And then sometimes you want to just be as offensive as humanly possible. What is that? Men, we know this, right? We know this sort of like, I don't care, I just want to watch the world burn. You know, like, I'm not an animal, I'm ahead of the curve, you know. And all I'm doing now is stealing lines from The Dark Knight. Some of you know. And I don't even like Batman and Robin, or whatever the fuck it turned into. And then you come to a place like this. I'm genuinely annoyed with you people for being so cool. I'm surrounded by fucking dingbats so often. And that's not exactly true. I'm on the South Shore of Massachusetts, and there's some awesome people, but there's some real fucking... Does anybody here know Christina Ricci? Yeah. It's an inside joke, relax. I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because I hate women. I voted for Donald Trump because I hate women. I'm kidding. I didn't vote.
Yeah, dude.
You want to waste all that ink? That's on you. I've never voted for president in my life. I've always voted against. I don't think I like those options. Living in LA, you can vote for like sheriffs and judges and people that are going to have a real impact on my life, you know. And the propositions, I want to make sure that my bartender friends and the strippers get all their tip money. Make sure the local school committee gets fucked out of their budget so the kids gotta wash my fucking truck for $5 so they can afford books. Go get some books, wash my truck, you missed a spot. Let's bake some fucking brownies, buy some educational materials. But voting for president, I'm all set, man. Hey, can you get me a PBR while you're up, bro? Absolutely. Thanks, man. Put it on Malcolm's tab. I'm not an asshole. I'm an asshole. I vote for Larry Flint. I do, man. Every year I buy a brand new double-barreled Sharpie like this. I got impeccable handwriting. And I vote for Larry Flint. If all this shit we say is important, Larry's your man. True self-made millionaire, served in the Army and the Navy, took a bullet on the courthouse stairs for the First Amendment. Am I wrong? Dude, my whole life depends on it. Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't even done with the other one, but yeah, I vote for Larry. Somebody said to me, isn't he dead? It's like, yeah, it's my franchise. Do what I want. One year I voted for Bernie Sanders. That's only because I thought starvation would be funnier than civil war. Get it? It's a mercantilism joke. After he got railroaded in Maine, the writing was definitely on the wall. I don't want to get into politics. It's Friday night in Littleton. Right? Saturday. Whatever, dude. Don't be so pedantic, man. Yeah, that's right where they go. They go to my hips. I need one of those Vermont butt lifts. Huffing back fucking PBR. Award-winning macro, bro. I like Guinness. Yeah, baby. We're having multiple moments. I'm getting nervous. I'm not nervous. I like doing shows where you might have to shoot your way out, though. I don't hate women. We're all stuck on this fucking rock, man. You guys are great. Right?
Yeah.
We're all just trying to get through our days. Soften it up. Soften it up. Don't you hate it when you're laying in bed watching CNN trying to catch up on current events, but you can't hear anything because you're eating Doritos? And you're just hoping that you don't choke to death because you're wearing your girlfriend's bra. I said, don't you hate it when you're laying in bed watching CNN trying to catch up on current events, but you can't hear anything because you're eating Doritos? And you're just hoping you don't choke to death because you're wearing your girlfriend's bra. I'm kidding. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't know whose bra it was. You fucking guys. I haven't had fun at a show in years. Yeah. No, you don't clap for that. All right, now it's either gonna be one shoe Chris, commitment phobia. Commitment phobia. No. My girlfriend says, I'm afraid of commitment. I said, look at this fucking beard. She said, I didn't say anything. It's not that I'm afraid of commitment. So much as it is that I ran some photos of her through some of that age progression software. And I'm pretty sure I don't want to be around too much longer. Do you think I wasn't shallow? You can resist citizen's arrest.
Yeah. All right.
You can.
All right.
With violence. If you've ever found yourself about to be apprehended by a citizen, know this. You could fight the fuck back. So the arresting officer decides that it's my time. And suddenly, I'm in a full Nelson. What do you call it in MMA now? A rear choke or some shit?
Rear naked choke.
That's the one. Mel, you missed it. You could have said something. So I'm in a full Nelson, and if I learned anything growing up watching WWF, is that if somebody gets you in a full Nelson, what do? You run backwards as fast as humanly possible into the turnbuckle. Happy days. There was no turnbuckles in this situation. We were on the side of a city street. So what I did instead was I ran straight backwards into a brick building. And she didn't like that at all. And I look down, and now, so suddenly she goes from like being like a citizen police officer to like sleeping on the ground, you know? And I was like, I felt like waiting around so she could thank me. And, but then I thought maybe we should just get out of here. And what happened was her boyfriend decided that he was going to cut the line at the taxi stand. And this was in London, England. And if you've ever been to London, England, you'll know that they do only a few things in life. They drink, they smoke cigarettes, and they wait in line. So this guy decides he's going to jump the queue, as they say, when they're smoking fags. Which is an interesting way of, you want a cigarette, have a cigarette. I'm not, in America, smoking fags is a totally different thing. Whatever, we're not splitting hairs. So I said, hey man, that old time is in front of you. You're behind me, chill out. And so he grabs me by the throat. And he was a big boy. He grabs me by the throat. And he says, what are you gonna do about it? And if I learned anything growing up on the mean streets of Pembroke, Massachusetts, if somebody's got you by the throat, what do you do?
Kick it in the ball.
Well, no, actually, no. First port of call is fucking 4 across the teeth, right? So God didn't give me much, but in that moment, God was like, hit him. Hit him. And I did, and he decided he was going to take a nap too. And I was like, ooh, that was a good one. And had it not gone that way, I think things you'd maybe not be looking at me right now. And then his girlfriend was like, you're under arrest, that's assault. And I'm like, the dude had me by the throat. And that's a true story. Has anybody ever been placed under citizen's arrest? I've never done a show where anybody was even attempted. Yeah, it's weird. Can you imagine the fucking audacity? Your boyfriend grabs me by the throat, I defend myself, you're gonna get righteous? Fuck off. It's so bad. All right, and then what was the other one? Commitment.
Somebody with one shoe.
Oh, one shoe, Chris.
Good brain.
I lived in Venice Beach, California, and there's a very big homeless population, and there was a homeless guy who lived in my neighborhood.
What the hell was that?
I laugh because he lived in my neighborhood. Forget it. It's not funny if I have to explain it. And his name was One Shoe Chris. He was about 6'6", black as a hockey puck, built like a porta toilet, professional alcoholic, heart of gold. Loved him. And you got to know the people in your neighborhood. Across the street from me was Harvey Levin from the TV thing, TMZ, thank you. And then like One Shoe Chris. And Deaf Marty used to live under the carport. And Deaf Marty. He was deaf. His name was Marty. And you had to be careful when you started your car, because if he was sleeping on his side, you'd fucking shit him up, because his left ear kind of worked. But if he was facing the other way and he was underneath Pete's little storage unit, you could just leave. But you couldn't if Marty was sleeping on his side, like if he had a heavy night and he was on his side, you'd almost have to like put it in neutral and push it out a bit. And whatever. He was Deaf Marty. He served in Vietnam. He used to get his disability checks, and he would keep enough to get fucking pickled every day and send the rest home to his daughter and his grandchildren. This is with the truth of the matter. Fucking loser, right? But that was his thing. And he used to go to, and this was in Venice, right? So like all the Goodwills and stuff had like dickheads from Malibu dropping off their like golf shirt that's 6 months out of season. So this guy would walk around, and he was he was a switched on guy. B, he was 90% deaf, so nothing bothered him. And he looked like he just got off a golf course. And then at night, he'd pitch up under my truck like rock and roll. Like, you want some Maker's Mark? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I got you. One Shoe Chris, though. One Shoe Chris had this racket. If you go to Venice, there's a street that dead ends into the beach. And all the parking spots are at 45-degree angles, and you can land a fucking plane in them. They're huge, they're at an angle, nose in, can't go wrong. And when a spot would open up, Chris would stand in front of it like an air traffic controller, 6'6" black guy, no shirt, basketball shorts, one shoe, maybe. And he would make bank. He's straight up, dude. And I would be sitting at this pub that I used to sit at, and it was right outside of his place of business, you know. And I'm outside one day having a cigarette on the sidewalk, and Chris isn't allowed into any of the liquor stores or the convenience stores because it's no shoes, you know. Like, he'd have to hop around on one foot, and he drank. This dude drank, and he'd like knock over the potato chips and shit. So he wasn't allowed into the liquor stores. And one day he says to me, he goes, "Matt," I said, "What's up?" He says, "Go get me a 12-pack of Corona." God bless him. He says, "Go get me a 12-pack of Corona." I was like, "I got you, man." And he hands me 4 sweaty dollar bills and a handful of change. And I look at it, and I look back up at him, he goes, "Is that enough?" And I don't know what planet y'all are from, but fucking Corona 12-packs haven't been $5 since probably the 1940s. And I was like, "I got you, man. Thanks, bro." So off I go to the liquor store. And then he yells out after me. He says, "Get me a lime." I'm like, "All right. I got you, bro." Having a beard is an interesting thing. I never set out, Joe knows, did you set out to grow a beard, or did you just say, fuck shaving? Fuck shaving. You know, I was like, just, who's got time? Plus all the water. I spend the money on drugs. So I quit shaving. But without fail, people yell at me. What do they yell at you?
Depends what year.
Right.
It used to be Bin Laden.
Okay, you're way too handsome for that. Duck Dynasty,
Yeah, that.
Rick Rubin,
There you
Duck Dynasty, Duck Dynasty. I would see dudes stop, back up to roll down the window and yell Duck Dynasty at me. ZZ Top. Fucking serious, bro. Like, you know, you want to know who I look like? I look like my mom. And I do. I'm very pretty. And I just quit shaving. You know, that was all. I just quit shaving. So anyway, I get back from the liquor store, and I give Chris his subsidized Mexican beer. And as I'm walking away, he says to me, he goes, "Hey, Matt, you know who you look like?" And I was like, oh, shit, here we go. I was like, nah, who? He says, Charles Darwin. One shoe Chris sleeping in the fucking sand, drinking beer that I bought him, Charles Darwin. And Jesus wept. I was like, that is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've been to the Grand Ole Opry. And as I'm taking it in, I get the shivers now even thinking about it. As I'm taking it all in, he goes, yeah, that or Fat Jesus. He's like, you forgot the lime, man. No, I didn't. There's more to that story, but we're running out of time. What are we up to, like 3 hours? These people look like they want to go home. Yeah. I'll leave you with this. I hate that fucking saying. That's usually my opening line after Don't You Hate It When You Wake Up and they're like, I'll leave you with this. How am I doing for time? I'll leave you with this. I got kicked out of the Boy Scouts. I was 10 years old, 4th grade. I was finger banging Sarah Jackson. And that had nothing to do with it. But I think it's worth a mention. And later that very same day, I was at Scouts, and Mr. O'Brien was showing us how to use a table saw, and he was bringing the wood into the feed in such a manner that he was very clearly and severely going to injure himself. And what I thought was, man, that's fucking bullshit. And what came out of my little 10-year-old mouth was, man, that's fucking bullshit. And he didn't like that at all, you know. And my mom came to pick me up, and Mr. O'Brien said, Kathy, Matthew's no longer allowed back at Scouts. He has a problem with authority. He uses excessive profanity. Today he directed it at me. Enough is enough. He's out. And on the ride home, I caught what was commonly referred to in the Devlin household as the first beating of the day. Followed by, wait till your father gets home. Yeah, which I did. And then we were sitting there at supper, and my mother says, tell your father what you did today. I said, I finger banged Sarah Jackson. She said, not that. I said, Mr. O'Brien was showing us how to use a table saw, and he was loading the wood into the blade like this, and my father said, that's fucking bullshit. I said, that's what I said. And my mother said, Joe. And my father said, what do you want, a kid with no fingers? And I was thinking about Sarah. And the second beating of the night that night involved me holding the yellow pages while my dad took the belt to it, because it had to at least sound like he was administering discipline. And he's like, all right, you gotta lay it on thick. We gotta placate the old lady. And I'm like, I'm 10. What does placate mean? He's like, pretend like it hurts. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got you. So I have this belief that life is embarrassing. If it's anything, it's embarrassing. And then somebody said, yeah, it's embarrassing. And then it's just more abuse, more abuse, more abuse. Girlfriends, husbands, banks, insurance companies, more abuse. Network, TV, more abuse. And I was like, more abuse? That belongs on a t-shirt. No. So I put it on a t-shirt. And it's horrible if you wear it in public. People are like, what the fuck does that mean? You know? Fucking more abuse. And yeah, and I got a whole suitcase full of them. And when people think like, oh, you're condoning abuse, I'm like, no, to me it's a friendly reminder that I get to make choices every fucking day to get out of people's way, to be nice, to hold the door, to not look for anything in return. I'm not always good at it. It's my reminder to just do that and to pay attention to all y'all motherfuckers. They're gonna try and double charge me and shit. You hear about this Amazon thing? Y'all got $13 coming back from Amazon. Whew. And so then I got to wondering, and I was like, I wonder if moreabuse.com is available. And it is. And so I bought it. And I was telling my buddy, I was like, hey man, check it out. I made these t-shirts. We were driving down the Cape, and I was showing him the t-shirts, and we were going past the Joint Base Cape Cod. He goes, Joint Base Cape Cod, that's like a weed farm. And I was like, no, man. During the Clinton administration, he consolidated a bunch of military installations by closing them, balanced the budget, patted himself on the back, and it was a slippery little trick. And he goes, no, man, it's a weed farm. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure. He goes, no, dude, it's definitely a weed farm. And so I'm like, Joint Base Cape Cod. I wonder if Joint Base Cape Cod is available. .com, and it was, so I bought it. And so if you go to jointbasecapecod.com, it'll automatically forward you to moreabuse.com, where you can buy one of those very t-shirts. So then I'm sitting there talking to a buddy of mine in Podunk, Massachusetts, kind of like this place. And I said something, and he goes, that's just about the whitest thing I ever heard. And I was like, oh yeah, how white is it? And he goes, that's as white as OJ's Bronco. And I was like, I wonder if ojsbronco.com is available. And it is. So, and I bought it. So if you go to ojsbronco.com, that'll push you to jointbasecapecod.com, which will kick you over to moreabuse.com, where you can buy one of those t-shirts. And then I was talking to this guy after his show, and he goes, man, you can get anything on the goddamned internet. And I think, I wonder if the goddamned internet.com is available. And it was. And so I bought it. And you know where this goes. So if you need a More Abuse t-shirt, I got you. They're $5,000 each. Or 2 for $40. I ain't sweating it. They say when you die, your entire life flashes before your eyes. So you all got this to look forward to again. Unless you're already dead. In which case, welcome back. And I reckon tomorrow I'm going to brave that Franconia Notch little fucking alleyway there that you got going on. And get back to Massachusetts and pick up Merle and come find a spot up here. This guy's been asleep for the whole show, by the way. Is he snoring?
Not that I've been hearing.
No. Should we? I love it. What's his name?
His name's Jason. He's my husband.
Yeah. What size shirt does he wear?
I don't know.
Well, it's a fucking large. No, it's a large. Here. That'll be $5,000. You guys have been awesome. Thanks to the Loading Dog, Jason and Max, Andrew. Happy birthday to Scott. Malcolm, love you, baby. And yeah, dude, you guys are doing it right up here in your little corner of the universe. And thank you all very, very much. I mean it. Do you want to say some parting words?
Oh, I think you
All right, let's get fucked up.
Thank you guys for coming out tonight, everybody. Great seeing you guys. Thank you for having us.
Thanks. Yeah.
Great job.
Great. This is fun. I'll come back. We'll see you on the 16th. I'm not going anywhere. Need a t-shirt? Oh, free range.
So that Gigi Allen shirt on moreabuse.com, you already have that on there.
That's a baby one.
But like you have
Yeah.
like some
That's
people
been
come
up.
here, they don't realize it's Gigi Allen.
Oh no,
Already had merch.
that's been up there for fucking years.
Go to his unmarked grave.
I heard.
You have to know which one it is because they took it.
I bet.
And they found there was poop on
I
it.
bet they're gonna do. Rock and roll. You too, man.
That was fun. Did you name Merle after Jimmy's brother? Do you know his brother's name?
No. No,
Jesus
dude.
Christ, now.
I sent a picture of a friend of mine who's like a dog. That was fun.
Oh, you sent a picture of Merle to
So
someone
to a
who
friend of
said
mine, and she goes, I go, what's your dog? One of those like,
the Merle dog.
no, she said, you know what dog that is? Marble Bear.
Yeah.
It's called Merle. I had no idea.
It's a great guy's name.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's Merle. Marble Bear.
Who knew? Yeah. Give him a loading dock sticker for his. You want a loading dock sticker?
Yeah, I got one.
What's your guy?
What size shirt are you? Yellow, black.
I'll take. Are they?
We're gonna have to
medium or
message
large?
each other because I got a yellow
What do you
wallet.
mean,
We can't wear 'em.
Medium. You would.
No, I got this in
Are they small?
I would say this.
Yellow too.
I would say
Yo.